And welcome, viewers. This is Patrick from Amazing Picture Studios, and today I'm starting my new series called Donuts and Coffee. It's where I pick a game and I play a video game while eating donuts and coffee. You guessed it. So today I have the Stanley Parable. Now when you have the screen, we played the Stanley Parable within the Stanley Parable within Off to Infinity. So let's begin this game. Loading. So, alright, the reason why I started this is because, well, I don't have a series. So my new series is Donuts and Coffee, where I'm just going to eat donuts, drink coffee, and play this game. We'll play a game. I'm going to try and do this once a week. New cheap game on Steam, maybe an indie game like this, and
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard.
Sounds like my job.
Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
So I heard this game mind
And then one
fucks
day,
you.
something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Good old CLI, command line interface. That's so 80s. So, how do I jump? No jump? That's the quick things. Hello?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Plot twist, it's a federal holiday. Government employees don't work. Unless you're not part of the government. So like a quick thing, I have...
No matter how
I hate
hard Stanley
Mondays.
looked, he couldn't find a trace of
Who
his
farted?
co-workers.
And click this computer?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Shut up, narrator! I do what I want! I like work. I just hate my boss. I can't tell what that one says, but whatever. So, paintings. Oh fuck, it's bright outside, huh? Hey, oi! What's this? I can crouch. Fucking sneak through this bitch. Sneak level increased to fucking level 2. Oh, another computer? Oh, okay. Hey, that's no fair. What does my computer have command line interface, but these guys get a GUI? That is no fair. There's a door. Can I enter this door? Ah, god damn, it's locked. Can't jump to see. Oh, there's nothing in these filing cabinets. Except that one. That's sticking out. That's improper. Papers all over. It must be a Friday. So, interesting. Ah, good old coffee.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Shit.
he entered the door on his left.
Door on my left or right? The door's behind me. I don't know. If I pick right, will it kill me? The guy said left, so... Shit. I'm fucked. Hello? Somebody please help me. Fucking sh... I don't remember that window being there. Why is it so bright? No, that's the other room.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Oh, damn. Using slides to ensure employees that everything is okay. Make sure the slide has slick blue graphic in the header and throw some bevel on all that text. Everyone is unique. You most of all. Me. Stock markets. I think that's the same graph. Quarterly post review. Looks like my office. So many whiteboards. Did I draw a dick on the whiteboard? No, not cost-efficient money. So, I think we might be on furlough then if they're talking about money. Broom closet. That was scary.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Aside from a wrench. I can use the wrench. All clean. What's that? That
There was
looks like a
nothing here.
car battery.
No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet.
I do what I
No
want.
reason to still be here.
God, fine. Such a dick. Told me to do things.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay. Kinda scary for some stairs. Hey, how come this guy's a nice office? Oops. Oh God, let me out. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Fuck. That doesn't even match the wallpaper or any of the decor. I think this is... No, I think her name's gonna be Lisa. Or Cheryl. Cheryl the supervisor. Or Cheryl the attendant. Executive bathroom. Oh, hell yeah. God damn. Is this door open? Oh,
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of
2845.
course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Well, I'm Stanley and I know everything, so... See here. 2845. Oh,
Yet
okay.
incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
False, you told me the key code. Stop fucking with me. It's an underground bunker? Oh, that is not finished. It's like portal. The empty, dark hallway. Not creepy at all. I want to go down. Oh, that's not safe at all. Look at the last time you got this inspected. So I think I just beat level 1. Coffee is almost running out. And I got 30 minutes before I have to go to the gym. Pump some iron.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now? when for years it had never occurred to him. This question would not go unanswered for long.
He didn't get his paycheck. Fucking shit. What's up with all these dark hallways? Let's make it easily trip in here. There's a light.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Why is escape drawn on there in like crayon? Fuck it, I'm going in. So this is where he sits.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Holy
what horrible secret
shit.
did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Of course he had the strength to find out. Stanley's a badass. Stanley does what he wants. Stanley doesn't work for the man.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
What's that say? What does that say? Oh, this isn't creepy at all. What am I, 476 or something like that? 462. Huh. Whoa. This stands for something. Male's bathroom? There's a bathroom here?
This mind control facility. It was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Hell yeah.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never.
Employee pirate.
Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over
Makes
another
noises.
human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
What's up here? Why is these rooms so dark? Definitely must be a government facility. Is it 4? What's 4 mean? Every button I press does nothing. I want to do stuff. It says it's offline, so let's walk into the power facility? No, down the stairs. I can't even see where the stairs ends. It's so dark in here on my screen. 2, 1, stop. What's this? Oh, God. No. Let's go check out what this is. Some servers.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Well, everything said it was off, so I might as well turn it on.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Yes! Yes!
Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go. turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start.
Who are you?
You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better.
No!
Goodness,
No!
I need 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here. Just you being blown to pieces.
What the fuck?
Will you cling desperately to your frail life? Or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
The fuck? What?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Sorry. Left door.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
I don't
Yet
understand.
there was not a single person
How not to
here
get fired? Don't get
either.
fired. Okay, cool.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find it. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Fuck you, I'm walking downstairs, you evil asshole.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oh!
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield. And it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
No!
Now
What?
the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange.
What are you?
About a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
Are you?
Now, hearing the voice speak these words
What?
was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Okay.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I?
Satan?
And everything went black.
Oh, are you kidding me? Back to fucking
This is the
start.
story of a woman named Mariella.
Oh, no.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
I died? Well, that's morbid. Well, I don't know. Oh, so everybody's gone. Yeah, cool. Shut up.
What could it mean?
Whoa! Whoa!
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Whoa! That's backwards. No. Fuck no. Whoa! What the fuck? I mean, we could. That was always a right. That was a left turn, not a right.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, that's the same. Whew.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Fuck it.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I'll walk upstairs this time. I don't like death. And boss's office should be on the right and the left.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation.
Give me.
But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be?
So many globes.
In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret.
I have no feet.
2845.
2845, got it.
Of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Is that you, God? Okay. There's the elevator. I go down the elevator. I don't even know what's going on anymore. The left turn at the right, that's actually to the left, that's supposed to be to the right, and that's like, what? And now I'm here, at the mind control room. In the dark hallway, dimly lit.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Okay, yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. I don't want to die anymore. And hit the lights. Boom!
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Okay.
What horrible secret did this place hold?
Oh, shit.
Stanley thought
Smoking
to himself.
corner.
Did he have the strength to find out?
Of course, Stanley's a badass. Said it before, I'll say it again. As I eat a donut, turn on the cameras.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
There's a person in the staircase?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true.
Employee
Had Stanley
pirate.
been under someone's
Yarr.
control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it?
Yes. Bring me upstairs.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it
Morgan
even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
He actually sounds like that one guy from the guy from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the butler. Can't remember his name. The British guy.
But
I
here
don't know
was
if
the
I've ever
proof,
seen it, but-
the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power.
And it will be turned
over
off,
another
yeah.
human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for
Yeah!
all.
Not part of the machine. Yes! Game over, I win.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Oh, fuck you, I'm going back. Turn this shit on. Is there no other... Do I have a choice?
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path.
But where did the co-workers go?
This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Happy. Cool. So, do I wanna, huh? What? I'm gonna hit the door on my right this time. Let's see if this fucking mind fucks me again with the door. Whoa. Is that a phone?
Hi, Stanley. Just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today. We need milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar, some bread, and coffee beans, whichever ones you like. I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot.
Okay.
Thanks, sweetie. See you tonight.
Sounds like a hot girlfriend. Alright. See? What the fuck? No! Again? Okay. Where's the voice talking? Is the voice gonna talk to me?
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm tired of dying. I think I beat the game.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave
Talk
of
less,
disbelief,
do unbelievably
Stanley
amazing work
decided to
all
go
the
up
time,
to his
every day,
boss's
with no
office,
expectation of
hoping he
promotion or
might find an answer
recognition.
there.
How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up inside you. Talk it out passive-aggressively on other coworkers. Resent coworkers for not supporting you more. Oh, you asshole! Oh, fuck you, voice.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
And 241562, something like that.
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for any man to take. He fell to his knees, bursting into half moans, half sobs, the guttural retching of life from a man denied any hope, any reason to keep going. Here on the floor, he lay prone, paralyzed by fear for nearly a full hour. But when at last he began to move about and survey the situation, he found a keypad behind the boss's desk.
I cried.
What could it mean? Was it a sign of hope for Stanley's future? Alas, it was not. For although this keypad guarded the terrible secret of Stanley's past, it had been assigned a 4-digit code so devious and so random that no man could ever hope to guess it. 2845.
Close enough.
Statistically, nearly impossible to guess blindly, ever. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad,
Stanley's a fucking
Stanley
boss.
happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
By sheer luck.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Okay. And I'm gonna go ahead and go downstairs, like last time. Except this time I'm gonna go take the escape pod, the escape route. It says escape, and I don't like this room. It doesn't make me look good. Okay. Do I want to hit
Stanley
the on
walked
button
straight
again?
ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Let's keep going. I'm gonna hit the on button. See if it'll finally give me all the strength and powers. A magic girl just blow up in my face.
The
again.
lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Can I save? No.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did
Enough.
he have the strength
Let me through.
to find out?
Yes. I know exactly what it is. There's cameras. It's a mind control device.
Now the monitors
Yes.
brought to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
And I guess I'm not gonna get the milk for my wife today, so
This
yeah.
mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
You're getting too intense.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never.
Goddamn broom closet.
It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Maybe, you know.
But here was the proof.
Fuck you, turning it on.
Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded
Hang
from
on, I gotta
this
send out a
very
text.
place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible
Fuck you.
power over... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
Yes, I
After they
did.
kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you...
Well, beginning again. Yes, fuck you. I'm entered the door on my right.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
Stop fucking with me. Oh, wrong way. Oh, let's go down the escape route.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Do I want to go? Do I want to hit the escape route this time? Yeah, let's hit the escape route. I want to play in the broom closet if he didn't lock it. Fucking asshole.
Yet there was not a single person here.
Nobody's here.
either.
Cool, yeah, cool. Moving
Feeling
on.
a wave of disbelief,
You
Stanley decided to
fucking
go up to his
dick.
boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yep, I'm on it. Oh! Going upstairs, bitch. Going up all the way. Fucking jamming. A player. I try and look for my gym socks in order for me to go lift weight. Stanley, so done. Is something gonna happen now? I'm just gonna sit like this. You went up the elevator. You made the wrong move. Mike. Dun, 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 dun. And that is all for now. I am Patrick from Amazing Picture Studios. Tune in next time for more donuts and coffee.